United National Liberation Front after ceasefire. Camps and proposed agendas. Disclaimer. This article includes information and perspectives from various sources, which may reflect specific viewpoints. Viewers are encouraged to verify details independently and consider multiple sources for a comprehensive understanding, as some information may be subject to bias or differing interpretations. Introduction to UNLF and the 2023 ceasefire. The United National Liberation Front, UNLF, established on November 24, 1964, under Ari Ambam Samrendra Singh, is a separatist, Meitei insurgent group in Manipur, India, advocating for an independent, socialist Manipur. The group considers Manipur's 1949 merger with India as a forced annexation, fueling its decades-long armed struggle. Its armed wing, the Manipur People's Army, formed in 1987, had around 2,000 cadres by 2005, engaging in conflicts with Indian forces in Manipur's forested regions. A significant milestone occurred on November 29, 2023, when the Pambay faction, led by Kundungbam Pambay, signed a historic peace agreement with the Indian and Manipur governments, marking the first time a valley-based Meitei insurgent group committed to renouncing violence and respecting India's constitution. However, the Koirang faction, led by R.K. Chau Singh, rejected the ceasefire, creating a split in the group's approach and complicating the peace process. Wikipedia, Jamestown, India Today, Drishti IAS. UNLF camps post-ceasefire. Locations and challenges. Following the 2023 ceasefire, the Indian government allocated 28.99 crore rupees from the Security-Related Expenditure Fund to develop 2 designated camps for the Pambay faction's cadres, with a capacity for approximately 416 members. The approved camps are located in Ingorok, in Thobal District, and Kakching Kuno, in Kakching District, both in the Meitei-dominated Imphal Valley. Initially, the UNLF proposed 6 camps to house its estimated 2,500-member standing army, with additional sites in Phayang, Saiton, Nongshum, and Jiribam, but approval for these is pending due to security concerns. The placement of camps, particularly near Kuki-dominated areas, has sparked significant opposition. Security agencies rejected UNLF's demands to establish camps in the foothills or without central paramilitary oversight, citing risks of escalating ethnic tensions between Meitei and Kuki-Zo communities, which have already resulted in over 200 casualties since May 2023. The Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum, representing Kuki-Zo interests, and the Naga group, NSCN-IN, proposed agendas of the UNLF post-ceasefire. Pambay faction's ceasefire agreement aims to transition the group from armed insurgency to political dialogue, with a focus on a negotiated settlement to address Manipur's long-standing issues. At the UNLF's 59th anniversary celebration on November 24, 2023, at the newly inaugurated camp in Kakching Kuno, General Secretary Cha Tano emphasized that the agreement was not a surrender, but a step toward a political resolution to restore Manipur's sovereignty. The faction expressed openness to engaging with Indian authorities to discuss community concerns, aiming to integrate its cadres into mainstream society. The peace deal includes provisions to protect UNLF cadres from arrest unless they violate agreed ground rules, overseen by a peace monitoring committee comprising representatives from the Manipur government, Central Forces, the Intelligence Bureau, and the UNLF. The committee ensures compliance with ceasefire terms, such as confining cadres to designated camps and preventing hostile actions. The agreement is seen as a potential catalyst for other valley-based insurgent groups to join the peace process, fostering development and stability in the northeast. However, the quarrying faction's rejection of the ceasefire, condemning it as a betrayal of the UNLF's goal of independence, indicates ongoing ideological divisions. The quarrying faction, with an estimated 300 cadres compared to Pohnpei's 6,500, continues to operate from bases in Myanmar's Sagaing region, Chin State, and Rakhine State, complicating the peace agenda. Piled activities to be increased. Despite the ceasefire, reports indicate that the Pohnpei faction has not fully adhered to the agreement's terms. As of March 2024, the group had failed to surrender weapons or provide a complete list of its cadres, as required for relocation to secure camps. Security officials have reported instances of Pohnpei faction cadres engaging in violent activities, including a February 7, 2024, shooting incident in Moirangpurl targeting vehicles heading to the Kuki-dominated Churachandpur district. Another incident in Mafo village, a Kuki majority area, allegedly involved UNLF cadres associated with the Mai Tai militia around Baitengol, who were reportedly providing live updates on social media targeting the Kuki community. On February 13, 2024, UNLF cadres were implicated in looting arms and ammunition from the 5 aggrieved assault rifles of the 5th India Reserve Battalion at Chingarel in Manipur East. These actions suggest that some cadres are operating freely with weapons, exploiting the ceasefire agreement's protections. Such violations have raised concerns about the faction's commitment to peace and its potential role in fueling ethnic tensions, the Hindu Telegraph India. Impact of Myanmar's conflict on UNLF strategy. The ongoing civil war in Myanmar has significantly influenced the UNLF's post-ceasefire dynamics. The Pohnpei faction, previously aligned with Myanmar's military junta, faced pressure from Chin-resistant groups targeting Meitei militant camps in border areas like Sagaing region. The success of Myanmar's resistance movements, particularly Operation 1027 in October 2023, weakened the junta's control, pushing Pohnpei's cadres back to Manipur. This pressure is believed to have hastened the faction's decision to sign the ceasefire, as their Myanmar bases became untenable. The quarrying faction, however, remains active in Myanmar, supported by the junta, highlighting the split in the UNLF's strategic approaches. Jamestown, the Quint. Ethnic tensions and community concerns. The placement of UNLF camps near Kuki-dominated areas has exacerbated ethnic tensions in Manipur, where clashes between Meitei and Kuki Zo communities since May 2023 have caused significant loss of life. The Pohnpei faction's activities, such as alleged attacks on Kuki communities, have fueled accusations of targeting tribal populations, undermining the ceasefire's peace-building objectives. The Kuki Zo community's opposition to camp locations reflects fears of increased violence, while the Naga community's objections add further complexity. These tensions challenge the government's efforts to implement the peace agreement and highlight the need for inclusive dialogue to address ethnic grievances. Economic Times, Telegraph India. Future prospects and challenges. The 2023 ceasefire with the Pohnpei faction represents a historic opportunity to reduce insurgency in Manipur, but its success is uncertain. The quarrying faction's opposition, with a larger cadre base, poses a risk of continued violence. Ongoing extortion activities, reported as late as February 2024, suggest that non-signatory factions or rogue elements within the Pohnpei group may be undermining the peace process. The government's challenge lies in enforcing ceasefire terms, ensuring cadre disarmament, and addressing ethnic sensitivities. The Peace Monitoring Committee's role in overseeing ground rules is critical, but the lack of transparency regarding cadre numbers and weapons surrender remains a hurdle. The broader goal of encouraging other valley-based insurgent groups to join the peace process depends on the Pohnpei faction's adherence to the agreement and the government's ability to manage regional complexities. The Hindu, Drishti IS. Conclusion. The UNLF's post-ceasefire trajectory reflects a divided path. The Pohnpei faction's peace agreement offers hope for dialogue and integration, while the quarrying faction's rejection signals continued insurgency. The establishment of camps in Ngurok and Kokching Kunu aims to facilitate rehabilitation, but their proximity to Kuki areas and ongoing violations by Pohnpei cadres threaten stability.